I'm not sure if you watched our last video on APXT stock, but in that episode we looked at some forecasts towards the end and where I thought the company was going to go in the future years. So of course a lot of people were asking me, because in that video I talked about hype leading up to mergers, I'm going to be explaining that a little bit more in a moment. They were asking me when is a good time to buy in, when is a good time to sell, all of these questions, and I thought, you know what, as much as I would absolutely love to get back to all of you guys in the comments, when I'm getting loads of comments from loads of different videos, it's impossible to answer all of you guys at once, unfortunately. So for that reason, I have decided to make a dedicated video giving my forecasts and predictions regarding APXT stock. So everything that you need to know, APXT stock is the stock which we are seeing on screen. I'm going to explain a little bit more in just a moment, but the important thing to note about this one and why you might want to buy it at all is simply due to the fact that this is an acquisitions corporation even. And this company is basically going to be merging with the company AVEPOINT. Now, AVEPOINT, they work with Microsoft 365, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a business platform. That's the best way I know how to describe it, but I'm sure you guys will know what it is if you're watching a video like this on the channel. A lot of businesses around the world use that, and that company, in my opinion, is definitely going to be one which is going to hit off on the market because it's already in an established sector. I think it's one of those where, the company is up and running. Now, please don't hate me for saying this, but we are looking at other companies, and I'm not going to mention any names because, it's hard to say, but there are some companies which we talk about on the channel which went through a SPAC merger, which is what this is, and basically their company model is not as strong as this one. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, we have seen IPOs and, SPAC mergers and things like that, which have done amazingly well over the year, and that is just because their company's model has been doing well. If the company's model is going to do well, regardless of the merger and the hype surrounding that, in the long term, the company is going to do well. But yeah, just before we do get any further into the video, if you could like and subscribe, we're now on the road to 10,000. So if you could just help us on the way to 10,000 subscribers, it would be massively appreciated. Can we get there as fast as possible? I would appreciate it so much if we could. So please do press the subscribe button. On top of that, feel free to come and join us on Discord. The link to our Discord is now in the description, and we have over 100 members there, I think, so please join us. It's a very fun place to be. And we all just talk about stocks, so it's a really fun and interesting place to be. So starting off with looking at the stock's price in the past and the significant event. Now, if we just have a quick look on screen, I don't even need to point out what the most important and crucial fact about this company's stock price has been recently. Obviously, just looking at the graph, we have seen the stock value go from about $10 only in June. It has basically remained flat up until the 23rd of November, where we saw this huge increase. So, but over about 2 days, and we have seen an increase of about 40%, and like I said, that is because news about this merger did come out. So what do I expect coming up to the merger? Well, I'm going to be giving my specific opinions on this one. So, of course, first thing to note, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody on the internet with an opinion. So here is my opinion. I think that looking up to the merger, we are probably going to see a lot more hype go into this one. I think that will probably increase the price too. That is my opinion, and that is just going on patterns which I have seen in the past. Now, I know a lot of you guys are looking for a long-term, position in this one, but I know that some of you are also looking for a short-term position. So I'm going to be giving what I would do with both of these, positions. So for a short-term position, would I get in now, and when would I get out? So looking at it from a short-term perspective, in my personal opinion, I would not have a problem getting into this company now. I would not have a problem getting into the stock now. Maybe, and it's definitely a bet, it's definitely a risk because the stock price could definitely go up on the Monday morning. But if I was going to get into this one, I would either leave it a day or just absolutely risk it. Now, it depends what kind of a bet you're going for. If you're going for something where you could potentially get wiped out or stopped out, it may not be worth it. But if you're going for something a bit low level risk, it could potentially be worth getting on the Monday. Either way, whether you get it on the Monday, the Tuesday, I definitely see growth potentially for this company, or even almost certainly for this company before the merger. Like I said, we have seen many mergers go through this year, and a lot of them have had a lot of hype regarding them. And it's a case of a lot of the hype does sell off once a merger has gone through, because the merger is, of course, the catalyst, the event which people are looking towards. And once that has gone through, there is not really much hype around the company. That is the point where the company levels out and reaches its price where it's comfortable at, and then starts a real growth. So look at this from a short-term perspective, just to conclude, I would not have a problem buying in at any point this week. Maybe if it went a little bit lower, that would be fantastic, but even if it didn't, perhaps it could still be a good buy in my opinion. But that's for the short term. When would I sell it in the short term? I would look to sell it maybe 1 to 2 days before the merger, if not on the day of the merger, if you want to take a real risk. But I would definitely go 1 or 2 days before that merger, simply due to the fact that, you know, if you are going for a short-term position, a lot of hype leads up to it. Once the merger's gone through, a lot of the investors do sell out with a huge profit, and that is how it works. So the reason why I brought up Helion, which is another stock, they actually went through a certain similar pattern where basically they had this huge merger go through. So we can see the hype leading up to the merger. First we had this initial bump. This pushed us up to about $27. From that point we went a little bit lower as the merger did not go through yet. Once the merger started getting even more hyped and went through, you know, we saw highs on the stock of $50, $60. From those $50, $60 high lows, you know, once the merger had gone through, we basically saw the stock level out and go even further down to about $18. So you can imagine the stock lost a lot of value in a very short time, going from almost $60 to about $18, if not less. So what this means is that yes, the company is not necessarily a bad company, and looking at this in the more recent period, you know, the price is kind of recovering now. It's sort of on its way up from those $18 lows. But if we look here, if you just look at this piece which I'm highlighting on screen, this here is hype in my opinion. Well, it basically almost certainly is hype, as a lot of institutions bought up and then sold out with a huge profit down here, and then just went out the market, found a new deal. But yeah, once that had happened and once it hit these lows down here, I believe that the stock found a level which it was comfortable at, and basically the investors who were confident with the company, you know, got in, and that's when the real growth did start, in my opinion. So usually when this level out period does happen, you can tell when it's going to happen, and I will of course be making a video updating you guys on that when it does. But, you know, that's just my position for the short term. Looking at this from the long term perspective, I definitely think it does depend on how long you are looking to hold. So let's look at what percentage growth we have seen. So it's about a 27% growth since, you know, the high breakout of about $4 in a day. But even with that news, I would not personally say that it is too high to buy. I mean, it's definitely questionable. It definitely is, because we could see this one dip to maybe $9, perhaps a little bit higher, hopefully, but potentially even $9 after the merger, once the hype does die off. But even with that, you know, if you are holding for many years, I think that AVEPOINT is definitely a decent company, and what they do is definitely going to be expanding. So it's, you know, it's a case of a few dollars here and there. I mean, yes, it does add up. But looking at this in comparison to getting in now or getting in a week or so is definitely going to be a big difference, in my opinion, if things do go the usual way. Because in the usual way, you know, hype will be in the market, then you'll probably be buying for like $25 or something at that point. But that's just my opinion. So yes, I would either get in now, or I would definitely wait out for a few months until the merger has gone through and we are seeing big dips on the stock price. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I hope you did enjoy it. Of course, I am not a financial advisor, and this is all just my opinion. So yeah, if you did enjoy, of course, do leave a like and subscribe. Road to 10k. I will see you in the Discord server if you're going to join us over there. Hopefully you do. Thank you for your time. See you there. Have a wonderful day.